King Arthur Legends Rise. Tomorrow is going to be the final day to play this game. I don't know the timing on it, but it is a beta and you could spend money on this beta, but they let us know in Discord that tomorrow is the final day. And if you spend any money in the game, it's going to be refunded back to you. They gave us some free shards to do some summons with the day before beta ends. So I'm going to do some summons while I talk about the game. The game has been a lot of fun. I can't wait for it to global release. We don't know when it's going to global release. They haven't given us any of that information. We don't know if there's going to be another beta, but I really doubt there's going to be another beta. I think that they've done so much advertisement that they're ready to bring this game out, and they're probably going to bring it out, I would guess, a month after Honkai Star Rail comes out, which that's going to come out on the 26th. So very soon, a month later, people will be done with that game and they'll want to play something new. They're going to want to play this game as long as they do a few changes. So let's talk about those changes. Let's talk about the beta while I do some summons, because they did give us an extra summons and I've got all these gems saved up that I was using daily. So I'm just going to blow them. The game is done tomorrow. It all wipes and you get a full refund, like I said just a minute ago. The game has been great. Of course, you saw that video that I put out about the Vigor system. So everybody who's been playing this game, the only thing they could do on auto is 2 A2 abilities, 2 skill 2 abilities, which isn't very exciting. So that means your squad of 4, only 2 people could do their second ability. Legendary weapon over here for who? Oh, that's nice. That's actually really nice. Okay. And that's a big problem with the game. Vigor system is a huge problem because people will not stay till in game to try to get more vigor, to play more with the game, or to make it so where their heroes can do more, because it's very boring to sit there and have a skill 1, skill 2, skill 3, and all you can do is have 2 out of your 4 people do their skill 2. This is a major game design flaw that, if not fixed, come on, Legendary, will have people leave the game immediately before they even get to end game. Wow, I finally get Sarah, one of the best rare healers in the game, and I'm not playing it anymore. That's like the only rare that I needed. So hopefully they'll do something with the Vigor system. We've been talking to the community manager about it. I know they've gotten a lot of feedback about the Vigor system, but currently the way it is, if they don't make it to where your basic ability generates Vigor or doesn't take Vigor at all, then I guarantee you that people are going to leave, that they're not going to stick around in the game. They're going to find it very boring. They're going to get bored fast and quick, like I did. Like I've done every beta because of this one issue. And it's sad because that one small issue, if the devs won't pay attention and just are stuck on, you don't need to do abilities. Who cares that you have this third ability that you don't ever get to do, and you can skip turns to get Vigor, which nobody wants to skip turns. All of that, then it's going to be dead. It really will die probably within 6 months to a year. They're going to start to see just a steep decline of player base, and then it will be closed down, really. And I've never said that about many other games because so many games can survive on very little players. But when you have something so fundamental to the game, I think that it's going to be major. That's really it. The game is amazing. Everything about the game is amazing. Of course, they need to do quality of life things like they have in every single game out there. Since Summoner's War 7 years ago, you need to be able to, on auto mode, select what part of the boss you want to fight. Are you going to attack on auto right, left, or the boss right when you zone into the boss? You need to be able to have that selection. We do have a screen that we go into and we can tell it to do our auto moves for us, like what moves will go off first and in kind of what order. So that's really good that that's already in there, but they need to include more to it. I really don't even want to see a skip feature there so we can get more vigor. They could put that in and then we could play the game as we do when we play it on manual, but I think skipping is just a bad game design. Nobody wants to skip your character's turns when you only have 4 turns just to get additional vigor. It's not well. And Honkai Star Rail, like I said in my other video, you get additional vigor when you attack with your basic ability. I played a couple other ones recently to where they have the same kind of system, and they actually have support heroes that give you additional vigor. Let's talk about the great stuff. Obviously, it looks great. I love dark fantasy. I love that our journey through this is very immersive. Like we run around from chapter 1 to chapter 10, maybe even further. I got to chapter 10, and it's a really involved story. There is so much to do, a lot of side quests. It's the animation to the side quest, the looks of the side quest, what they've put into doing this, the small little puzzles that you need to do as well. It's really done amazingly that keeps you involved in the game. So that will be one thing that people will love to do when they start playing this game. They're going to be really loving going through that story and completing that story. After that is when you're going to get into your PvP. You're expanding your castle as you go through story mode. You've got your clans, your guilds, you've got Expedition, which is in your castle. And Expedition is really fun. It's a totally different game mode where you go through with 8 of your heroes, actual multiple groups of 8 of your heroes, and you fight a lot of bosses. You get a lot of resources and rewards, resources that you need to level up your castle with. So those are good game modes. The PvP is good. The PvP is challenging right now. It takes time unless you're really stronger than the enemy, but it's fun. It's a good game. Like, this is a great turn-based gacha game where we're farming gear. We have access to all different elemental types of weapons. Don't forget that. For the heroes, for us to be able to come in and use any kind of element weapon that we want. Wind, frost, flame. It's called storm here, not wind. It's cool that we can level each of those weapons up. And then they have different abilities associated with those weapons. So when we go into a battle, we can pick the weapon that most suits that situation, that gives us the most attacks or debuffs or buffs with all these different affinity weapons. God, I just keep pulling Sarah when I couldn't get her at all before. Really, really cool feature for the game. And then, of course, we can awaken our heroes later on. We can awaken our weapons later on. And there's a lot to do. There really is a lot to do right when it comes out. And you know they've got years and years of things planned. Every game does. They always have builds at least a year out of additional content and a whole bunch of heroes that they'll release to the, to get us to do summons, right? To buy more packs, to get us to do summons, summoning events on the weekends, all that kind of great thing that you're used to from all your other turn-based gacha games. So I'm really excited for this game to come out globally. And as soon as I get any information on it, I will, of course, do a video and say, hey, let's go. You can already pre-register on their website. Go to that website. I'll leave a link for it down below. Pre-register for the game. And as soon as we know that it's going to come out, yes, you will hear from me for sure, because we're going to be playing it on this channel. All right, we've only got 3,000 left. Let's hit it. I can't think of anything else right now that I need to cover from the beta. The beta was a good time. It really was a good time. And once the vigor issue is fixed, I keep harping on it, but man, it is an important thing to talk about. Once it's fixed, then this game is going to be amazing. It's going to be able to compete with all the top ones out there. We've got Summoner's War, Epic 7, Raid Shadow Legends, Dislight, Infinite Magic Raid, I don't know, Awakening Chaos Era. I don't know what other huge ones are out there, but as far as this actual specific genre, hey, nice. Gillian again and Sigrun. So it will be able to compete with those big ones. But here you have that more dynamic feel like I talked about before, where your heroes move, the enemies move, you've got your passives, so many passives, you've got effects on the board when you're fighting, whether it's day, wind, the weather affects some of the passives that your heroes have. So there's a lot to it. I'm going to stop yapping, but this is the game. I love the game. It's great. I can't wait for it to come out global. I can't wait to hear about what changes they're going to make to it. And if I get any update, I will let you know. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I appreciate your time. Please subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you all on a video soon.